But there's nobody ahead of me in football terms. Not Pep, not Klopp, not Arteta. So it's all there with me.
Manchester City's dominance in football has recently been called into question, as Pep Guardiola's side has suffered a shocking run of 5 consecutive defeats. A key reason: their overwhelming reliance on Ballon d'Or winner Rodri. The engine of City's machine. Rodri is City's midfield heartbeat. His role extends beyond breaking up opposition play. He dictates tempo, shields the defense, and enables City's fluid attack. His importance was cemented last season, highlighted by his Champions League winning goal against Inter Milan, securing a historic treble. But what happens when that heartbeat falters? In his absence, City's system has unraveled, exposing vulnerabilities across the pitch. The tactical breakdown of the losses. Sporting Lisbon 4-1 Manchester City Champions League. In Lisbon, City's midfield collapsed without Rodri. Sporting exploited gaps through direct vertical passes, bypassing Bernardo Silva and Mateo Kovacic. Victor Gyökeres led the charge with a clinical hat-trick, while City's backline struggled to cope with quick transitions. This marked one of Guardiola's heaviest European defeats. Brighton 2-1 Manchester City Premier League. At Brighton, City looked strong early, with Haaland scoring first. But Brighton adjusted brilliantly, increasing their pressing intensity in the second half. Rodri's absence was glaring, as Brighton dominated the midfield and exposed defensive frailties to complete their comeback. Tottenham 4-0 Manchester City Premier League. Tottenham ended City's 52-game unbeaten streak at the Etihad in stunning fashion. James Maddison led Spurs' clinical display, while City's midfield and defense were overrun. Without Rodri breaking up counters or dictating play, Tottenham exploited the spaces left behind. What's going wrong? Rodri's absence has left City vulnerable in freaky areas. Defensive cover, transition play is now a major weakness. Midfield control. Opponents easily bypass City's midfield. Recycling attacks. Without Rodri, City struggles to sustain pressure. Even with stars like De Bruyne, Foden, and Haaland, the system relies heavily on Rodri's ability to balance defense and attack. The road ahead. For Manchester City to return to form, they need solutions. 1. Develop midfield alternatives to reduce reliance on Rodri. The solution may lie in the use of a double pivot. Their current options lack the aggression and physicality. 2. Adapt tactics to minimize exposure during transitions. Pep is very bold in his tactics, but he is also arrogant. He refuses to learn key lessons in his tactics, approach and man management. 3. Rediscover the mental resilience that has defined their success. Pep has a likeness of certain players until he doesn't. He may need to adapt to inspire this group of players in a way that goes against his possession principles. 4. January. The transfer window will be key, as City should already be lining up reinforcements in they intend to challenge domestically or in Europe. They currently lack depth in defensive midfield and across the back line. Guardiola's City revolutionized football, but even the greatest systems have their flaws. Can City bounce back? One thing's clear: every team seems to have cracked the code for now. City seem unable to score and maintain leads, which cannot be said normally for Pep's side, yet every upcoming game seems a puzzle for the Spaniard.